and welcome to another episode of Off Air with Gbemi and Toolz.
Hi.
It's English today. Gbemi's like, hi, well, let's get to it. We have talk.
I want gist now.
We have gist.
First of all, Davido. Hi. Happy birthday, Davido. How are you? Hope you are good. Are you going to have a party? Because I want to be there.
Hasn't he already had a party in Dubai?
But you know that Davido is the king. He's the new king of worldwide parties. You know, because his stories, I'm always tired. I feel like I'm there. Too much party. Hey. I'm just like, so I'm sure he will have a party when he comes back to Lagos.
Possibly. But we need to talk about what happened just a few days ago. So he put up his account number.
Yes.
And I initially thought it was like a promo that he was doing with a bank.
Nah.
And he put up his account number saying, if I've ever made like a hit record for you or with you, send me some money and everything. And I was just like, I thought it was a joke. I mean, and because the way he presented it was like a joke. And then people started sending money. People started sending money. And then later on, I found out that people was, because he said send 1 million. But I found out that people were actually sending like what they had. Like some people were sending 5,000, 2,000.
Yeah, fans got it. Because he said it was his friends and his colleagues he was calling out to.
His loaded friends.
And then all of a sudden, people started sending, people that he didn't even mention, maybe he forgot or whatever. And I'm sure it was very exciting. At the same time, he was also shopping. Yeah, so there was so much happening around him. And then people started sending to him, even people that he did not mention. So it now became a thing of, some people were sending because they genuinely liked the guy. Some people were sending because I want you to mention my name as I am part of I'm affluent. I have money.
Yes.
I have wealth.
Yes.
I have the means,
People love to impress rich people.
Yes.
Yeah, they love to impress rich people.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people, that's what they did. Because at the end of this thing, obviously David had like about 200 million naira, which was crazy. Then he decided to, give it away. Some people were like, oh no, he should give it away. And I was like, you know what? That's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Some people were now writing think pieces on Twitter. Oh, it's immoral. It's obscene. Shut up. And then, people were like, but there are people who need it. One guy said, there are 700 local governments in this country. Good for you, social studies teacher. Who asked you? If he could, put that money towards doing boreholes. I was like,
you know what that person needs to do? He needs to write a letter to Buhari.
He's not your local government chairman.
He's not a politician.
Or whatever it is. So leave him alone. And, I already knew that David was going to give it away anyway, because at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for him. If he gives it away, he looks like a good guy, which he is a good guy, and at the same time, nobody can come and say that's how you raise money that time. You pocketed it in it. Nobody can. Do you understand? So shout out to him, to the people. Now imagine, I was just looking imagine if somebody is owing you money and you see them giving Davido 1 million. Some people were giving him 2 million, some people were giving him 5 million.
Giving him 5 million. There were 1 or 2 people that I was like, if I come and meet you and say come and support her or whatever, now you'd be like, I don't have.
I'm sure the tax guys were having a field day, like, very good, whose name? Good. Very good, whose name? Good. We're going to write them. Have they paid their tax?
And it was so funny. My friends were like, are you not going to send? I'm like, he didn't call me now. He didn't mention my name.
Even if he called you. See, normally, when Davido is doing, when crazy stuff is happening on social media, I would, send a message and say, haha, or something, and then he would respond. This one, I was, because there were so many times I was going to say, Mado. You now say, Gbemi and Toolz. I was just like,
I sent him a message.
Budgeted 1M. Please, no.
I sent him a message, and I thought that, I was like, so much is going on. He's not going to see it and everything. You know me, I'm a jokester. I just like to, take the piss sometimes. So I sent him a message. I was like, David, did you see the 5M that we sent? I was like, 2M from Gbemi and her daughter and 3M from me and my 2 sons. And I was just thinking, he ain't even going to see. I was bored. I was a bit bored. And then he's like, seriously, sis, send proof. I was like, David, I was just joking. I was just playing.
See, when I saw it, I was just like, this girl, she's going to put us in trouble now. Now the girl will come out and say, my big sisters, Gbemi and Toolz, please. They will not shame you.
See, if I had given the money, the next day I'd have been like, Joe, my binu, here's my account number, bank transfer. But I think some people did that. I think there are a few people that did that because they wanted to. A lot of people did it because they wanted him to, obviously
acknowledge them
and just be like, my big bro, my sister, my bro, or whatever. But then if I'd just send it back to me and just maybe keep 100k or 200k, send it back to me.
One thing I would say is Davido knows how to play this media game very well. he knows exactly what to do, and it's always around when he has like a new project or like a new single and stuff. I mean, this one, it was his birthday. He's also dropped this song with Vocalistic as well. I mean, now look at it. He's come out of it looking very good. So what he's decided to do is give it away to orphanages and stuff. My
Different
worry
charities.
is that some orphanages do find themselves at the mercies of the people who are running it, because some of them embezzle this money. If Davido should send you money and you as in for your orphanage, and you embezzle this money, you will die.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you will die.
I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something harsh, but not that.
No, because you can't take money away from helpless, hungry, children that need care. Omakuni.
Whoa.
Simple.
A few years ago I was doing like work with different charities.
Is that too much?
A little bit too much.
Cool. Is that too much?
It's also nice because everybody dies.
Big shout out to Bottomatics for the cocktails this
What's
episode.
yours called?
Mine is called Aviation.
Are you flying? Hey, for somebody who's married to a captain, you've not even worn aviators. All these glasses you've been doing since Naksoto Cat Eye.
I've got aviators.
So wear them.
The gold ones. Sorry, I thought you meant sunglasses. I've got aviator sunglasses, but I don't know. I don't like aviator.
Why?
Spectacles.
Wow. Hotel captain.
I know.
I mean, I'm saying it on a show that's gonna go public. So, anyways. So big shout out to David.
Well done.
In terms of the media game, I don't think that the press is always like nice to him.
Oh no, they're not nice to him, but I know he knows how to create a buzz.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Would you say, because a lot of people are debating, would you say he is perhaps the most loved celebrity in Nigeria?
Probably yes. Probably next, him and Don Jazzy are neck and neck. But I think with this now, he's probably the most loved celebrity right now.
Remember the competition that I did, that we did at the station earlier this year for the biggest Davido fan?
Yeah.
This guy, the guy that won,
had a tattoo or something?
He had he had several Davido tattoos. He was obsessed with Davido.
That's crazy.
And literally, I've seen like quite a few people, be like, it's past stunning. It's on the next level. What, you think they're crazy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. But to be honest, a lot of people just love. Anyways, big shout out to him.
Okay, now before we get into the next gist.
Wait! No gist! Don't want gist. Have you subscribed? Oh, and you want gist. Tweh!
Okay. Right. Is this a safe space?
Wait, do you guys blunt? Do you blunt? You blunt.
By now.
I know you blunt.
I do blunt.
You blunt.
By now, I know you guys are wondering what we're talking about. I don't know why you are still not on Twitter. Can't you pay for VPN? Anyway.
Oh my God!
What is going on?
Are we broke shaming? Oh my goodness!
Oh my God! You're back.
Anyway, there's this one guy, right? He's a tech bro.
A blunter.
A tech bro. So basically, in fact, what happened was that he was trending on Twitter alongside Don Jazzy. Here's why Don Jazzy was trending. At first, I thought, our interview.
I was like, what did he do?
But no, apparently, Don Jazzy was gave him about 3 million naira because the guy had set up this scholarship fund to help women in tech or something. I don't know if it's women, but people in tech, who are trying to learn, basically. And so he set up this thing and then people had to apply for the scholarship and so on. So he DM'd this babe and he said, hi.
No, she DM'd him.
Okay.
Because I think there was trying to get in, and she said the link had expired or something. Okay. And then that's how the conversation started.
The link had expired and then he was like, she was like, do you blunt? And she was like, yes, but I hope that's not going to affect my chances of getting the scholarship. And he was like, LOL, no. He said that he went through her media and he saw that, I think she was hitting a blunt, and there was a blunt in the picture or something. And then proceeds to say, he was like, that he just started doing it, and he did it for the first time some time ago, and he liked the way it felt that, he was like, is this a safe place? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, because, you know, it makes me just very adventurous and just so horny.
And horny with an E.
Yeah. He said, I'm so horny. You know, I don't know why he does that. But
that's the Raz version.
He now asked her, oh, are you in Lagos? She was like, I'm in Lagos. She was like, oh, we should do it sometime. But in a private place.
Do you have a curfew or something like that?
Yeah,
or, you know.
I'm in a private place, so, you know, that kind of thing. Let's meet up so we can hit one together. And the reason why this conversation was trending was for several reasons. But I think people are missing the point. See, some people were like, but what's there? You know, they're two consenting adults. He was shooting his shots and so on and so forth. Here's it. And some people were like, oh, he's married, blah, blah, blah. It's not even the case of whether that's one. He's married. Unfortunately, he was also one of these guys. On his profile, he wrote married to so and so. Put her name.
Wasn't that a picture there? What's the picture on his header? I think
his picture, her picture was there as well. So that's one. Here you are, this married guy, shooting your shot so blatantly on social media. One. Then you are someone who is in the position to grant her this scholarship or not. So therefore, if you shoot your shot, and this is something she really wanted, if you shoot your shot, she's going to be worried that she's not going to get this scholarship and it's going to affect maybe her future or whatever it is. And so that's another, and that's the main issue. It's not that, oh, he met her on the road and he just saw her and he liked her and he toasted her. No. She came to you because of this scholarship, because of this opportunity that could better her life. And you now being in a position of power, then start to hit on her. That is wrong. It's unethical. It is immoral. She's not right. And support, again, we have a lot of unlearning to do in Nigeria because this happens all the time.
Unlearn what?
Nonsense.
Unlearn what?
Nonsense. You need to unlearn that. See, and this happens all the time. From when you're in school, either your teacher's hitting on you or your lecturer is hitting on you to, okay, you get a job and your boss is hitting on you and stuff. It's not a case of two consenting adults. One person has the power to make things happen. And here you are, the subordinates or whatever you want to call it, you know, and you are being coerced to do this thing because this person is hanging this opportunity over your head. So,
and bear in mind, this guy also at one point tweeted, we need more women in tech.
Yeah, so you can exploit them.
Is it just women that are going to sleep with you or what's going on? So basically, that story came out. Then different people started coming outside saying that I had this encounter with him. I had this
same guy. This same guy.
I think it's just so sad. And it also just shows how women are at a disadvantage in so many industries.
Yes, and
in so many industries, so many situations, because there are probably some women that he approached that way and they kind of felt like, you know what, I have to do this, otherwise I'm not going to get this fantastic opportunity. And these women now can't come out and talk.
It just made me remember a situation. Somebody contacted me and said, oh, there's this guy, he's looking to hire. This was like a good 10, 11 years ago. And he's looking to hire someone. He's in the entertainment industry. I think you should just have a chat with the guy. So I contacted the guy and the guy said, oh, I should come to so-and-so estate. So I thought it was an office. When I got there, it was his house. Okay, but we sat in the living room and he asked me about myself and I told him about myself, educational background, what I was doing. And then he broke it down and said he was looking for a COO of a record label. And at this time, it was a popular record label. And he said, you know, this situation, blah, blah, blah. The record label had been in the news already. There were no blogs then. It was City People. So the record label had been in City People for all sorts of drama, blah, blah, blah. And the guy tried to explain what was going on and that they need somebody sane to run it and this and that. And I said, you know what? I don't know if I can do this, but I will think about it. It was a conversation we had in the afternoon, and that was the end of that. When I left, around like 6-7 o'clock, the guy calls me and he says, hi. No, I think either he called or he sent a BBM and he said, hi, what are you doing this evening? I said, well, I'm at work and I'm going home. Well, he was like, oh, would you mind stopping by? And I was like, yeah, what for? And I was like, oh, nothing, just to hang out, just to have a drink. And then he hit me, oh. And I was like, I'll let you know. But I never contacted him again. He never contacted me again. But that, if I were someone who was desperately looking for that position.
This was like your break that opportunity that
Because,
you
you know,
waited
I mean,
for a lifetime.
Because I was thinking about it, I was in my 20s then. There were no women heading. There were barely any female artists. Now think of a woman heading a record label, a popular one that had money and everything. So if I were really like desperate, like thinking about, this would be a good opportunity or whatever. Imagine that. That was unnecessary. I didn't have to come and have a drink with him that night. Why?
That reminds me of this film, Bombshell.
Okay.
About Fox News and Megyn Kelly.
Okay.
And how she had basically the head of Fox News ended up being fired, and there were lawsuits. He was sued for sexual harassment and everything. And a lot of women, a lot of the staff, the female staff that he hired, he would get them to come into his office. And Margot Robbie played a character, and she came into his office, and he was like, he likes ladies with like nice legs. So he was like, okay, she was wearing a skirt. He's
That's sexual harassment.
And he's like, lift your skirt, as in, like, literally was just saying, make it shorter, make it shorter, make it shorter. And she was in a position where she had wanted this for so long. So apparently she slept with him. She slept with him, and she got the position.
I don't, now that you mentioned it happens all the time in America.
It does.
I mean, look at the mayor of New York who had to step down because of allegations. Which CEO in Nigeria or politician in Nigeria has had to step down or has been fired because of sexual harassment allegations? I don't think anybody of note.
The only thing I can think of, but then this is, I don't know if this was sexual harassment. The bank, is it MD or manager that was was it that's basically they were suspecting that the staff that worked there, her kids belonged to him as opposed to her husband.
Did he step down?
Yeah, I think he stepped down. Yeah,
okay,
but then
maybe.
that was different.
But that's even rare. And then think about it. A lot of people, women and men, don't know really what is inappropriate and what is appropriate. For those of you who prey on interns or female staff in your offices, for example, those of you who you're gonna say hello, how are you, rubbing her shoulders, that is unnecessary. You should not be doing that. Things that, wow, you look. I remember going to work one day and somebody who wasn't even my colleague, but actually my subordinate, said to me that I was looking sexy, and I had to warn him, never, ever say that to me again. And I was as if, this babe now, wow.
This gave me,
no, but I thought it was really ridiculous because before I got into that position, I was program director of a station. Before I got into that position was a man, and I said to him, would you have said that to the man? Would you even say, this your haircut is nice? You don't even dare tell him that his haircut is nice.
Maybe the tie is nice.
Or even his now talk about telling me that I look sexy. You shouldn't say that. Even if I were your colleague, we're in a work environment, you should never do that.
One of my pet peeves, I obviously look after a few stations, and one of my pet peeves is don't touch the interns. Why? Don't touch the interns. Why do you need to rub our shoulders? Why do you need to, why? Why are you in the studio? So I think people now just, when they see me, they're like, she's here. And they kind of,
it's unnecessary. You be like, you did not greet me today. Come and hug me. Don't do that. That is sexual harassment.
I hate that.
Don't do that. Where's my hug? Where's my hug? You are in a work environment. Don't do it. Go find your hug somewhere else.
Yeah. So if you're one of those people, you're watching this, you work in an office, you're always looking out for the latest female member of staff or the latest intern so you can befriend them and everything. You need to watch yourself. You really need to. I mean,
it's one thing if the person is your friend. I know people are going to try and misconstrue this.
They're going to say consenting adults, but let's be very, very honest, right? If I am 18, 19, I'm an intern, I don't really know the dynamics of the company. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I want to start my career. I want to, make use of all the opportunities that are given to me. And this person who seems to be a somewhat senior member of staff, it has taken a bit of interest in me, and they look like they could give me some opportunities and everything. But I need to do this, I need to do that. What am I going to think? It will be a very difficult situation to be in, and everybody knows how bad unemployment is in this country. So you want to survive. But having said that, I have been privy to one or two situations where an intern or like a new junior member of staff has basically tried to exploit their what's the word I'm looking for now?
Their superior.
No. They basically just got.
They're putting themselves out there.
Yeah, they're putting themselves out there. So that does happen. I find that the other situation happens way more often.
Yeah, and I personally think that if interns and young ladies are putting themselves out there, it's because the system has shown that it's beneficial. So if you say that it's not going to work here, it's just not. It's setting standards.
Remember that person? That one.
Oh, that is now. Oh yeah.
Exactly that one.
That person.
Exactly. She didn't do it well.
All right, what's there?
I was gonna break down the gist, but you know what? There's no need. Basically, right? This person, right, used to work where we used to work, and when artists and male celebrities would come around.
Oh no, you're talking about that one.
Oh, that one. But anytime male celebrities would come around, because she was very well endowed and she used to wear like really, really tight trousers, she'd be like, she'd be all over. And I'm like, you don't even work here. Why are you here? Like, you don't work at this particular department. Why are you here? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one?
I was talking about somebody else. I was talking about.
So where did she move to? How did she move up?
She got a job. She got a job.
To work there.
That's all.
That's what women can say. Anyhow, what was I gonna say? No, there was a particular intern that she was. I just noticed that she was very, very friendly. And from my mind, I was like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. And then there was one time, so we have a computer. We've got a computer in the studio, and there was one time that she'd obviously logged in and she didn't log out, and then somebody had gone on the computer and literally, I think the last email or something that she sent, she didn't. Yeah, so she logged in with her email account. So the last email that she sent was very, very visible because she didn't log out. She didn't, and then the person saw it. And basically, somebody from another city was booking her a ticket to fly.
She's getting flued out.
She's getting flued out.
I mean, it was to
Nigeria.
I didn't say where now. It was within Nigeria. I wasn't going to mention the city. Come on. She was being flued out.
Flued out.
But I mean, it was within Nigeria. But
yeah, it was in Nigeria. And I was just like, what a wow.
Email though.
I was like, girl, first of all, log out. Secondly, it's not even business. It wasn't even business class. It was economy.
You don't know what that's her first time over getting into a plane. So,
but anyways, everybody should just,
imagine somebody who is always taking night bus all her life, and then one guy who is her senior in the office, but in another department, another city, says, I'm going to fly you out. Hey! Night bus chairman now become
economy. Hello. and then she didn't even get a job.
Oh.
How do you know? She's not there.
She's not there. She didn't get a job. She bugged me, but I was just like, you know what? Anyhow, yeah, she didn't even give it to the right person.
Whoops. Because he can't make any decisions.
He can't do. So, like when I found out because I wasn't the one that saw the email. Mm-hmm. Somebody told me about it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I was like, first of all, you think you're smart, but you're not that smart because you didn't even, the person that you've gone after can't really do anything for. If anything, you should have tried to sleep with me. Anyway.
So if you're looking for work, try and sleep with Toolz. Try and sleep with Toolz.
I'd be like, come.
So dead. Turn around.
Turn around. Drop it low.
Please.
Do you blunt?
Let's blunt together.
No.
Okay, but see, we're not serious, but we made a very, very serious point. We're just being silly now, but yeah, you know what we mean. All right, what's the next one? So I came across this thread on Twitter, and it's basically talking about raising kids, and it's basically talking about how we raise daughters as opposed to sons. You know that a lot of Nigerian households, there's so much effort and pressure put on raising the girl child right, and the boy child is just kind of allowed to, you know, do.
I mean, I'm not saying that they don't like raise them, but there's so much emphasis on
Yes.
the way a girl child is raised. I remember as young as the age of 8 or 9, you know, I'd maybe break a tumbler or something, and my mom would be like, "Is this how you're going to behave in your husband's house?" And
There you go.
You know, there's no reason why you should be mentioning husband's house to your 8 or when it's just no. And then again, it's not husband's house. It is her house and her, like, do you understand? They joint, do you understand? They start pushing this
They start
agenda.
programming,
That's the word.
girls,
yeah,
like, early,
you know,
like-
so it's almost as if your whole life is an audition for being marriageable, and
Yes.
you know who is going
this
to
is
marry
your
you.
price of marriage.
You know, cook well, keep your legs
Yes.
closed, be a good girl, and don't show cleavage.
No, but you still need to be able to do backflips in the bedroom.
No. And then when he marries you, oh boy, you must make sure that he doesn't look outside.
Yes.
I mean, such rubbish. Really, I think that
Do backflips in the bedroom and the kitchen. All right, so these are they're 9. It was written by somebody called Solomon Bucci. I'm not going to read all of it. These are just a few of the tweets. Don't make your daughter's assistant parents to their brothers. If he scatters the room, tell him to arrange it. If he rough handles his clothes, he should wash them. Never make them feel that their sister is there to serve them.
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Your boys should be fully involved in domestic chores. They're still young, but my boys, they're in the kitchen. If they know how to tidy up after themselves, they're sometimes cleaner than I am, actually. There should be a timetable the day he sweeps, cleans the house, and also cooks. You should let your sons know that everyone that loves eating should know how to cook. And this is the most important point of this tweet. Let them know it's a basic survival skill.
Accent guy.
guy.
Can you cook?
Yes, I can.
What's apart from noodles?
No, it's a very.
You're very you're a good cook. You never cook for us. Never cook for us.
Next episode, you're gonna.
Is it because we're women?
Wow,
Baby,
Get me out! How did you get me
Baby's out here, guns
Do you understand? I think I just got here. I just got here.
Yeah,
What did you
cook?
cook? What did you cook?
Eh?
No, I made boiled potato stew.
I know where you live. Can I come?
What's like your signature dish?
Pasta.
Pasta
All Lagos men.
Pasta and what?
But Lagos
What kind of
women
pasta?
love pasta.
Yeah, fair.
Creamy pasta.
There's a
I don't like
marketplace.
creamy pasta.
Can you make your
Creamy
pasta
pasta,
from
then
scratch? Can you make your pasta from scratch? Like
No,
it's in
no,
okay.
no.
Oh, you can't make pasta from scratch, really.
Oh, really? Really? That's the
What's that?
She said I can't make pasta from scratch, so
That's what she
Bele o
does
mata
in
Stewart. Bele.
that's where she drives the line.
All right.
Your pasta is bought from Smart.
Yes.
It's store-bought pasta.
It's store-bought pasta. All right, wait. Okay.
What level of bush?
Do not ask your girls to respect their brothers because they're boys. The parents will tell the girls, why would you talk to him like that? He's a man.
Hey, that never happened when I was growing up, Sha.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, and this is important as well. Do not stop your boys from expressing vulnerability. Don't tell them to man up. Don't shame them for crying. Let them express their full humanness. Boys are humans. Boys have emotions. One or two more. Oh, when your girl child makes a mistake, do not say things like, is this how you take care of your husband?
Please no.
Her life is more than having a man. Teach her that things should be done right. Things should be done right, not because of having and keeping a husband.
Absolutely.
And then last one I'm going to read. Make your boys feel accountable. Some parents will scold their girls over something. They will ignore the boys when they do the same thing. Don't make your boys feel that their standards are lower and that women have higher moral standards. You're breeding spoilt boys who become terrible partners.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So I mean, there's like a whole bunch of things here, and he ends with, we have many women suffering in marriages because they end up with grown men who can't do nothing that offers the barest minimum and expect maximum results.
Let me tell you something. I think that our parents, bless them, they did the best that they could.
Yeah.
But you can definitely, as an adult now in 2021 going into 2022, point out certain things, certain places where they made mistakes, and you can correct that as you plan to have children or you have children. Basically, there are a few things that I will not do, because I know the effects of, you know, what they did, of how that's affected me as a child, or as a girl child, or whatever it is. I remember as early as age 8, 9, being in the kitchen with my mom. You know, you're cooking pepper and you're sneezing. And then my mom would say, oh, go get my bag. And then I got up, you know, went upstairs to get her bag. And then I saw my 2 brothers. They were playing Super Mario. And I got very upset. Look, I'm 8, 9 years old, and I just unplugged the thing. And they were like, what? And I was like, you know what? We're all going to cook together. And they were like, I was like, are you not going to eat the food when we cook it? So come downstairs. You know, and they were like, bruh. My mother was like, I was like, no, but why are they not learning how to cook?
The one thing I'll say about my dad, and you know, everybody knows who my dad was and everything. My dad was never scared of the kitchen.
That's good.
My dad was actually, it was quite amazing, because you think about, I'd be watching him and I'd think about, okay, this guy is a king, but he's here blending pepper, doing this, and it always used to amaze me, like when we'd have like last minute guests. So we'd have like, maybe we had like a pot of stew that was just cooked earlier in the day, and then my dad's like, we've got this person coming, we've got this person. So my dad would take that pot of stew, he'd make it into eforiro, all of these different things. And when he would come to visit us in London as well, he would actually do a full English breakfast. He would do it. But having said that, there are 1 or 2 things. My mom has 6 children. The first was a boy, and he was the only boy for my mom. So he was like, my mom till today, I think if I was eating and he said I'm hungry, she'd take my food and be like, here you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know, so
bless them. Like a lot of our moms.
He was treated like.
And your dad is a rarity, because a lot of our fathers, if our moms should leave, maybe travel, they become lean. Because all of a sudden, it's true, because all of a sudden they can't. No, it's the truth. All of a sudden they can't cook for themselves, they can't fend for themselves. And I think you're an adult. You should be able to take care of yourself, whether or not your partner is around.
No, that's one thing I'll say about my dad. He definitely knew his way around the kitchen. No, but there are a few things that I noticed that I'm making a conscious effort. So, for example, now when my I have nannies and everything, but when my boys, when they do make a mess, which, you know, I mean, they're kids, they're babies, they still do that, but it's a case of, okay, tidy up after yourself. Nobody, if you put that there, you need to be the one that's going to make sure it's put back. And they're getting to understand that that's what they have to do. Yeah. And even though my oldest son is going to be 3, I'm already saying, okay, they need to have like little jobs, little chores in the house. Even if you're not going to clean the table well, at least you know that this is your table to clean. Even if they're like streaks or whatever, at least you know. So I feel that it gives them a sense of responsibility, and you're not getting into this whole thing of somebody is there to clean up after me. I hate that. I would really hate for my children to grow up feeling that, you know what, I don't have to do this because there's somebody right behind me that's going to clean up, or there's somebody that's going to, by the time they're 6, 7, they're going to be doing their own laundry.
Yeah, they should, as they should.
Separate, put in at least I'm not saying wash it with hands, you know, put in the washing machine, whatever, do this. Then when they're tall enough, the oldest one can reach the stove, but can't really reach anything on top of it. so no, seriously, I'm really doing my best to make sure that they know that there's certain things that are basic skills. Yeah, you know?
I think we should all just keep this in mind as we become parents, or even if you are not even a parent, but actually taking care of young kids for whatever the situation is. Try as much as possible not to do that, especially that thing of, this is how you're going to do your husband's house. Please stop it. Like, cancel it, dead it, exactly. Yep. So there was this thread on Twitter that Accent Girl saw and shared with us. Basically, I don't know, they might have bullied the lady, it's not loading. Hey, let me put on my VPN first. Okay, VPN. Yeah, I think my VPN is off. I mean, but I hate that people who were on Twitter before are now not there, and I'm gisting them. I'm like, bro, I'm not your Twitter like correspondent, bro. Okay, so here is the thread, and this is what this lady said. And from the first tweet, I already knew that people were going to just come at her. You know, people can be very vicious on social media. She said, God, I miss not having a child. I miss not being tied down by a person and just living impulsively. I miss going out with friends without having to think about stuff. I miss not having leaking boobs. I miss fitting in my dresses and looking cute. I miss my life, man. She says, I love my baby so much. I feel fuzzy every time I see her. I just feel lonely sometimes. Motherhood is lonely and just draining. So I just want to go out and have fun, but she's little. No. Actually, F all those who think I hate my child by saying I miss the old me. It's normal to feel like this. It's normal to miss what used to be. I miss Motherhood Chronicles. I wish Motherhood Chronicles were spoken out more. There's so many unspoken things about being a mom, and she goes on and on. She says, and the crazy thing, some people get my tweets. You know, from the first line, I absolutely 100% understand where she's coming from. And it comes off as, did you not know what to expect? No, nobody tells you what to expect. Let me tell you something. I don't think that, you know how you sleep, especially like weekends and stuff. You know how, and then you wake up when you wake up. I can't remember the last time I did that. When I woke up when I wanted to wake up. I have to wake up because my little madam needs something, or whatever the case may be, or I have to organize the food for the rest of the house, or what's going to happen, not necessarily even make it, but what are they going to have for breakfast? What are they going to have for dinner? What do we need? What things need to be done at the end of the day? Because your brain is just moving constantly. Oh, I then also have my day job. Then I have my business. Then I have this podcast. Then I have other things that I'm doing. So all the time, your brain is just, even when you are sleeping, you are still thinking, basically. So I totally understand. I can't now, my friends cannot just randomly, my life before this was chill at home. If I go to church on a Sunday, for example, go to church. After church, I can go chill in my friend's house. I can stay there, fall asleep on her couch or whatever. Or we go to brunch or something like that. I can't do that. Even my interactions with my friends now are timed because I have so much to do. You know, so I totally understand. And I understand, and totally understand women who go through like the postpartum depression thing, because all of a sudden you don't own your time anymore. You're still healing from whether having your child, whether you pushed or whether you had surgery, and then your body is not the same. So, and then, it was very frustrating in the first few months trying to even find stuff to wear, because a lot of times you just look like you just ate too much eba, because you're just like, and then, honestly, and then it will shock you, like when your stomach changes, when your body changes, you're like, but this thing used to fit me before, and it might not necessarily even be a tight thing. But all of a sudden, and it's so frustrating, you can stand there. One time I was almost in tears because for a whole hour, I was looking for what to wear. And because my body has changed, I was like, okay, the usual suspects now, your wardrobe. You can close your eyes and say this one or this one. But now that one, as you try, it might not zip up anymore. And not necessarily even because of weight, your body could have gotten wider. You could have, your stomach could be big, your boobs could be big, it could be anything. So different things have happened, and so I totally understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, I understand too. I completely understand. I mean, I've got 2 boys, so it took a lot of adjusting, and I feel like I am still adjusting. But at the same time, I think I spent a lot of time also thinking about, because of, what happened to me at the beginning, I kind of thought, oh my gosh, what if I'm not a mom? What if I never get a chance to become a mom? So I thought about it, and I know that if I was this age and everything was, was happening the way it happened, and I didn't have any children, I know I would miss that so much. I love. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with my boys. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with them. But sometimes I'm just like, whew. Like one of the things I mentioned it just before we started filming, one of the things they love doing now is just shouting, "Mama, mama, mama." And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you shouting? And then I think I've always loved traveling. I've always loved traveling, and I've always loved like spontaneous travel. I can't do that anymore. I've always loved like going out, chilling with my friends, drinking and everything. But it changes. I think life is definitely a journey. Life is definitely a journey where, you find yourself in different situations. Yes, it's very, very true. Having children changes your life. Having children forces you to become selfless. So if you've been so used to doing whatever you want to do, whatever you wanted to do at whatever time, when you have children, you can't do that. And it's unfortunate, but it's kind of like something you have to accept. And these little creatures, they come into your life, they take over, they become your bosses. Yeah. And you just have to kind of, accept it. So at the same time, I think it's very important to take time out and just do you. And I think we have sometimes this whole package thing of being a mom is sold to us as this whole, you need to do everything for them. You need to like forget yourself, just don't prioritize yourself and everything. But I actually also believe that if you as a mom, if you're taking time to do you. If you're taking time to do your hair, taking time to go shopping, taking time to just do things that make you feel good, I feel like you actually end up being a better mom. Because a lot of women, what happens is they completely lose themselves. They lose their identity. They lose everything.
And it's very easy. And you don't judge because
easy.
It's just so much.
And then, you know what happens? They end up slightly resenting their kids.
Yeah.
So I think it's so important to just get that balance. So this lady now, I completely understand what she's saying. Unfortunately, she's not going to be in a position where she can just drop the child somewhere and just do whatever. But she should be able to do her. If it's literally taking a day or a weekend, a month, and just say, I'm going to sit at the spa for 4 hours. I'm going to get my mom or somebody to look after our child and everything. Or where's the dad? Get the dad to look after the child.
It's so funny that what happened. So my mom is the one who takes care of my girl when I'm not around and stuff. So my mom had to go somewhere on Friday, and I had to go to work. So obviously she was.
Where you going, mom? Where you going?
No, she was home with her dad, and then my aunt called and she was like, "Oh, I'm trying to reach your mom." I said, "Oh, she's at an event, so she can't pick your call. I'm sure it's loud." She said, "Okay, where are you?" I said, "Well, I'm at work." What about the baby? I said, "She's at home with her dad." Oh, that's nice. What's nice? At first I was like, what's I didn't want to. But the fact that people see, guys who take care of their children.
Which is why you should never say the dad is babysitting.
No, you're not babysitting. You can't babysit your own child, by the way. You are taking care of your own child. Babysitting is for people who are paid to do it, or maybe they're a family member or a friend or whatever it is. If it's your own child, you're not babysitting. This is your child. So you're taking care of your child. But the people, again, society, stop that nonsense. When a man is at home with his child or his children and people act like he's done something extraordinary, the moms do it every day. Why do they have to get all this praise for taking care of their own child? Literally.
As Chris Rock says, what? You want a cookie?
I mean, no, seriously, I remember my mom, definitely the first few months, and, he would change a diaper, rock her sleep. My mom was like, "Oh, you're so lovely. You're so nice." And I had to pull her aside and be like, "Stop it. Stop this thing right now. This is his child, so he can take care of his child too. Stop acting like, oh." She's like, because men don't usually. I said, well, what this one is, so please stop it.
Yeah. No, I like back to, I completely get what she's saying, but you know what, just do you find a day or two, if it's like a day or two in a month, where you literally just go, and if you're going to spend a day at the spa, get pampered.
Some women cannot afford. The reality is that a lot of people cannot afford to do the whole spa thing. But if you can find somewhere, even if it's a friend's house, to just
watch telenovela.
Listen, if you leave me for 5 minutes and there's silence, I will sleep because I'm tired. I'm always tired because I've not slept. That's just the reality of it. So if you can't afford a spa or going shopping or whatever, you have somewhere, maybe a friend's house that you can just chill and you know that your child is safe, please take that time out for yourself.
Or if you need to sleep, like Gbemi said, just go to the cinema during the day. There's somebody who was telling us that they literally just go to the cinema and they go and sleep.
I did that once. That I went to watch Harry Potter, which I don't care about.
I've never seen a Harry Potter.
Yeah, but I knew that the movie.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Wait, I knew that it wasn't. I've never read any of the books or whatever. Listen to me. Excuse me, you fantasy lovers. I knew that the movie was going to be like 3 hours. I just wanted to sleep. I've been working so hard. So yeah, with AC. So I went there. I went to the corner seat. Yeah. Then guess what? In the middle of the movie, I think they were like 45 minutes in, and then the projector went off, and they came to apologize. So we're so sorry, something's going on, we're going to start it over again. So I put my feet up, I slept. When the movie came back on, they were like, it's on. I said, it's okay.
What's the difference between Harry Potter and your dragon show?
Are you okay?
What's that? Just
no. I'm so hurt.
Your dragon show.
I remember it's the PG-13 nonsense.
In my mind,
is not all of that.
Do you know, in my mind, I backhanded you. I just gave you pass and pass. I just don't want to be sued for assault, but really, what the hell? Say your dragon show. Your mouth like dragon, nonsense.
All of you complain that it ended.
Yeah, but in the end, we're okay with it. Leave the show. Don't compare Harry Potter.
First of all, I cannot believe that.
Just know that it's the two London people that said nonsense.
London people.
London people are a bit weird.
Anyhow.
Nonsense. My stomach actually is hurting. How dare you?
Because I said dragon show?
Fuck
I'm
out
actually hurt. Like,
You're
on
a
both
witch.
ends.
But you now said it again. You're a witch. You're a witch.
Oh my gosh.
My chest actually pained me that you are disrespecting Game of Thrones like
my
this.
God.
It's even my ringtone.
God.
How dare you?
Your
Don't be
ringtone.
sorry.
It is my
Be
ringtone.
better.
It's iconic. What do you mean?
No, come on.
One ringtone. I have two phones. One ringtone is Game of Thrones. One ringtone is
Don't
Narcos.
play it.
How dare you?
I love Narcos. I love
man.
Narcos. I love Narcos.
Not strong enough to have it as your ringtone.
I don't have a ringtone. My phone goes on silent.
You know. Anyway,
See, I was so obsessed with Narcos, and I kept talking about it that somebody painted a picture of Escobar for me.
Oh, that's why that picture is okay.
Yeah, and then oh my gosh,
like,
so
wow.
many Nigerian people like instead of you to have like somebody that's positive, you are
Pastor Adeboye.
Daddy Gio.
Oh, Ashimolo. But it's Ashimolo a bad bitch. Hey, forgive me, God.
you know what? Yeah, I remember that long time ago. You know what? I reckon that if Nigeria was working the way it should, if we had the basic amenities, if things were working the way it should, that pastors would not be idolized.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they are idolized right now. Whether it is illnesses, if you're ill, you go to the hospital. If you have healthcare, you'll be fine for the most part, basically. Oh, you won't be trying to escape the country because it's actually all right. You know, so many things. I mean, if you go and look at prayer requests, most of it is partner, visa, illness, money.
You said Jack Barbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on that note, we shall bid you farewell. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Gbemi and, all her curses. Anyways, that's how you know I'm the Holy One.
Wow.
What's wrong with you and your boobs? Are you like fast? I mean, look at her.
Look, I can't help it, okay? If I knew how I dance, my boobs
So
move.
why do you have to lift? Yeah, but why do you lift it though?
That was like my...
No, you did like a whole full sweeping.
that was like end point.
It's full stop.
Full stop.
Oh my
No,
God,
that was,
cool.
and that's on period.
Thank you. Thank you.
You asked.
Bye
You
bye.
asked.
Shout out to Barnomatic. Thank you. I'm just
Notice how like our ginger tends to kick in like halfway through.
I'm just-
towards the end of the episode, it's just a mess.
weak.
Thanks, bye.